common question that I get from both investors and people that I'm mentoring, et cetera, is why did you get into real estate? When did you get into real estate? And why did you create HJH Investments? I've known from a very young age that I was going to be in real estate. I was 12 years old. My parents were out looking at houses, and I enjoyed that process a lot. And they looked at a lot of houses. At the end of that period of time, I knew that it was very likely that I was going to be in real estate long term. When I was 22 years old, I got my real estate license in February of 1997. Did mostly new homes, resale of residential houses, etc. Occasionally had a commercial here or there, but it was predominantly residential real estate. And spent 12 years doing that, with the exception of a couple of years between 2000 and 2002 that I caddied on the PGA Tour. The rest of that time was helping people with their residential needs. In 2009, I decided I didn't want to make money anymore, or apparently I decided that, because I became a commercial real estate agent. That was a very tough time to be a commercial real estate agent for all the existing ones, let alone somebody new coming into the business. And somebody who did not know a lot of people who had a great deal of capital at that time, because most of the houses I was selling were, $100,000, $250,000. And so that precluded a lot of your high-end attorneys and a lot of the accredited investors that invest in our deals today. So I did what I knew how to do, and I schlepped up and down the road, met every tenant that I could, because the one way you could make money during that time is by meeting tenants, and they had to renew their leases every 3 to 5 years, and so I'd help them through that process. The great thing about that time was that a lot of men and women who would not have had time for me otherwise, except for the fact that the economy was stalled and slowed, were able to impart wisdom upon me. And I was able to sit, talk to them, spend more time than I probably would have. And I took those little nuggets of wisdom and started doing what I'm doing today. I started looking to find deals. I got some wisdom from a very smart man named Colby Sandlin. He said, "Cory, if you find the deal, the money will find you." And if you pan my office today, and you could see my office today, you'll actually see that written on my boards over to my left over here. And we may share that with you. You may get to see that at some point in time. I started looking for deals. I started looking for opportunities for people. And we started finding some things. And I was assigning some of those deals, and I was making $25,000 or $30,000 assigning those deals out to other people as I was learning that process. I was spending very little of my time, probably close to 10% of my time from a work standpoint, actually doing that research, trying to find deals. And I was still spending 80 to 90% of my time schlepping up and down the road, trying to meet as many tenants so that I might be able to help somebody. And the result of that is I might make $1,000, $2,000, maybe $5,000 or $10,000 from those transactions. 2013, I'm reading Proverbs every day. I'm praying for wisdom. I'm praying for guidance for the knowledge that I have. What do I need to be doing with that? And I picked up a book that year called The One Thing. It's written by Gary Keller. And the premise of that book is if you could just do one thing, and only one thing, that you could touch the most number of lives, so to make the most amount of difference for the most number of people, and obviously do well for your life, and you enjoy doing it and you're great at doing it, what's that one thing? And that one thing for me, after searching and praying about it, was finding the deal. I knew that if I found the deal, I could touch as many lives as possible. So January 1st, 2014, I shut down my leasing and sales business, and we flipped the entirety of the equation. I told my assistant at the time, he's now our research analyst, I said, "John, if anybody comes in here and says they need help," and I love helping people, but if they need help and we can't make at least $30,000, which is about what I was making by assigning these deals out to other people, we can't make at least that much money, then we can't help that person, because there's more people we need to help. So that was very difficult. 9 months and 11 days later, we finally bought something. And I'm still married, which is awesome, because that time was a very tough time for my family, as well as John's family, for that matter. We bought a DaVita dialysis center. And that year we did about $3 million worth of acquisitions. The next year we did just shy of 12 million. The year after that, 34 million. The year after that, 31 million. The year after that, I'm looking at my board to the side because all my numbers are here. The year after that was 44 million. Last year we did 72 million. And this year we'll do just shy of $100 million worth of acquisitions. It has been a blessing. I'm doing the things that I'm good at every day. I've surrounded myself with amazing rock stars that are all great at what they do and love what they do every day. And it's been an amazing run. And as I always say, we're going onward. There's more people we can touch. And it's really put me in a position not only to touch the lives of the investors that come into the deal, but the additional cash flow, the other things that come from doing this have allowed me to reach into other people's lives, oftentimes anonymously, and be able to touch situations and make situations that seem, that couldn't be fixed, be able to touch those and make a difference in people's lives. So that's a background of how I got into real estate and why I started HJH. I appreciate you listening. And as always, feel free to reach out with any questions. We're here.